guys, Mike for Rapid Purple, doing the update video for Facebook Beacon that I shot probably a month or so back now. So for those of you that didn't watch it, we'll link it with a card, or I guess a pop-up or something. And if you're not going to go over and watch that, which you definitely should, I was lucky enough to get 3 of the new Facebook Bluetooth beacons for 3 of kind of different businesses that I work with. So these have been in place now for a couple of weeks, and recently I started to get significantly more questions than I expected, honestly, about it. So it seems that Facebook is kicking out this program significantly, kind of more aggressively than they were when this came to me. That being said, they're also filling out a little bit more information online. Unfortunately, a lot of this information is very speculative. So here's what I have noticed in the past couple of weeks that these beacons have been in place. I have tried these beacons out myself on the iPhone 6. I have tried these out on an Android tablet. I have had Froggy McFrogson over here try it out on his Frogberry. So here's kind of our feedback. And our I guess what we have noticed, what we've seen it do, where I think this is going, and kind of what's happening with it. So first off, what does this do as far as right now? According to Facebook, the point of the Bluetooth beacon that they are sending out is to help provide accurate place tips for people. So place tips is something that they're actively kind of evolving and working on and doing new things with right now, and I'll get a little bit into that later on. It essentially is either when you check in to a place, if it's your first check-in, or really whenever you check into a place, your experience has now changed from what it used to before, where you check in and post on your status and it calls it a day. You get kind of a new black background thing, and I'll show you a picture, boom, that will shows you the place you're checking in, gives you an option to like it, to view their different pictures and so forth, view your friends that have went there, view a little bit of an activity thing, view pictures of the food, view some reviews. Now, there's a couple of interesting things that are slowly happening with this. First off, the introduction of the Facebook beacon had something that I think nobody else was really told about anywhere else. It let people know about the welcome tab. And the welcome tab, unfortunately, I don't think anybody else got any notification about when Facebook put it into play. So if you go over to some page that you manage, and you go over to the About tab, and you go to edit this, you now have a third option called Welcome tab, or Welcome Info. I'll look it up, we'll put a screenshot. And if you go into there, you can now choose a custom message along with a custom graphic that gets displayed on the very top when a person checks in. It is kind of the header, so to speak, for place tips, which is awesome. Now, information about this was given to the people that got this beacon and got the kind of that card and read through all the stuff and followed the links and went through all that. And I don't really think anybody else was told about it ever. So there's a great first thing, by the way. You guys should all do. Set that up. Now, when you don't have it set up, essentially it'll pick a graphic that it'll utilize, usually your cover graphic and so forth, and then it'll display, thank you for checking in. And that's the message that people get. But now you can customize this. So for example, we customized all that, and it gives it a completely different experience, because now when a person checks in and he sees this, oh, you know what, hey, the next time I come here and check in, I'll have 2 check-ins and I'll be able to redeem and I'll get something. And now we're kind of taking a little bit of what Foursquare had and putting it into these Facebook check-ins, which is a very interesting thing. Now there's something else that is active in these place tips. There's this weird pop-up, or I guess section amongst these different things that you get, that asks you kind of different things to verify the listing, the information about it, and so forth. Now, this is ridiculously in a Yelp-like fashion. So if you've never checked in on Yelp, you essentially get, once you check in for your first time or so forth, you get a questionnaire, almost, of different things, just like this, in the same format. There's just more than one of them. And here I had at times one, at times a couple, but never as much as Yelp. And it really will go through, does this place have parking, Wi-Fi, great for kids, not great for kids. And that's kind of going on right here. I mean, it's ridiculously similar. So that's interesting. So what else does this thing do? Because so far, I mean, really, all of these different things are just kind of part of place tips and really nothing to do with the Bluetooth beacon for what, we see. So there's a setting. So if you go on your iPhone, for example, on the Facebook app, and it's probably the same on the Android app as well, and you go down and you click more in the corner and you go to settings and you click on location, you click on place tips, there's a setting that says show place tips in newsfeed. And you turn that on. It may already be on for some of you. And then something very interesting happens. First things first, I have to say this. Right now, this is in a very limited market. Very limited locations, and not a lot of people are going to see this. It's launching, it's being slowly rolled out, it's being tested. What happens is you end up getting these interesting, at times, when you buy a place with a Facebook beacon, you have Bluetooth on, you have location services enabled, you happen to be browsing the Facebook newsfeed, you may get a place tip for one of the places that you happen to be next to. Now, this is kind of where I wanted the Facebook Bluetooth beacon to go, so I'm very excited that this is going this way. And here's what I think is going to happen. A couple days back, Facebook announced that they have integrated with various different food review critic websites and so forth to bring critic reviews into restaurant and food related pages. So this is very awesome, because imagine now that you are walking by, a place that you've never been to before, and you don't even know it's there. And much like a lot of people, unfortunately, in this day and age, you're staring down at your phone and browsing through Facebook, and you refresh your newsfeed and you walk by this place, and suddenly you get a pop-up that goes, hey, come on in, first check in, grab a free drink, 38 reviews, 5 out of 5 on Eater, 43 of your friends have been here. Let me walk in. And to just get that random, little thing right there, you might not even been planning on going in there. You knew you were hungry. You're like, I'll stop by the deli around the corner from the house, get a sandwich, call it a day. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I get a free drink. I'll still get a burger or a sandwich, and it's got great reviews. I didn't even know it was here. Let me go on in, check it out. Hell, 40 of my friends already knew about it. It's kind of cool. It's great, really. That's kind of where I saw this going, that's kind of where I see this going. Right now, it doesn't do as much of all of that yet. Really what I've seen is it just kind of pop up, and unfortunately it sucks. I saw this once, and I didn't pay enough attention to it, so I refreshed the feed and never saw it again. It's kind of iffy for, I guess, us that install the beacon ourselves to truly see it. First off, as a page admin and is already liking it and is already having checked in there and so forth, we're not going to get this random advertisement to it. Secondly, we essentially have to be on a different Facebook account that's not an admin of the page, so there's no point in advertising to the admin. I'm sure Facebook realized that one. So that's not already an active checking in and, so forth. So we get onto a different profile, and then we hope that this has been rolled out to this profile, and we put this profile onto our phone, and we walk by the place, and we hang out, and hopefully we'll get it. So I got it once. What it essentially showed me was that a couple of my friends went there. This was the total review thing based out of the Facebook, reviews and so forth, along with the custom header image and the custom promo message that we had sent in the welcome tab that I mentioned earlier in this video. That's kind of what it did for now. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to do a lot more. I have no doubt in mind that you can get very creative with it. If you happen to get, I'm guessing once this rolls out, I know that Facebook mentioned these things running about $5 per beacon. So if you can pick up more than one, if you have a large enough location, if you have a department store, and to be able to place one in the men's section and to be able to place one in the women's section, for example, and to give targeted messages to the people that are walking right down the aisle in that section, and they're on their phone anyway. They picked up this outfit and they were like, let me send it over. Hey, does this look good? Do you think this is nice? Let me see how much this thing costs on Amazon. How much this costs online? Any of my friends on Facebook know about this? Well, let me check in on Facebook, make sure everybody knows I'm here, because if I didn't do that, nobody knows it happened and I didn't go shopping. So all of these things are being done regardless, and if we can kind of get those targeted messages to those people like that, that would be pretty awesome. So for all the people that are asking questions about it, this is essentially as far as I know about it. If you go over to fb.me/place-setup, I'll link all that below. But if you go there, Facebook is slowly putting a little bit more and more and more information up on there. Unfortunately, all they're really saying is that we are using this to show more targeted and better place tips. But these, that's what I meant to go with. These are the place tips so far that I have seen myself. Unfortunately, Froggy McFroxen here has not been able to get any of the place tips over on his Frogberry. I don't know if maybe it just doesn't support that feature or so forth. Also, his location is very hard to get because he bounces around a lot, so maybe it's acting up with that. But I'm sure that in time this is going to do some great things. So for everybody that has gotten the offers recently for it and is wondering if they should do it or not, you definitely should. Let's help try to grow this. We can truly get some amazing marketing capabilities and opportunities out of this. I mean, really targeted marketing, and we could also build great customer service with this, and by giving things even to people that are already walking around our store, or that are already in our restaurants and so forth. It I'm sure will be something that's very great and interesting. So let's go ahead and kind of participate and help make it that and help grow it. Let's install these things. They're very simple. The last video kind of shows you how to do that. That's it. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. I'll let you guys know probably in another couple weeks what else I see, what else I notice, and so forth from it. Thank you guys so much for all your kind of comments and tips on the last one. Like the video, subscribe if you already haven't. If you have more questions, anything like that, leave a comment, shoot me an email or something like that, and I'll do my best to answer that. Again, I'll do kind of another update about this in a couple weeks if I notice new things happening, and we will keep you guys posted. Bye.